Welcome to the Board Game Network. Today I'm going to be talking about this game called Princess Bride, a Battle of Wits. It plays 2 to 10 players in about 15 minutes. Game Salute puts it out. Game Salute has several games Princess Bride themed. This is one I grabbed a hold of just because of the theme of it. Here's all you do is put a goblet out for each player. So 1 per player out in front down a row. Everybody grabs a character from the movie and they grab their own deck. So there's a deck that has 7 cards in it, and from 1 to 7, and it matches the icon right here, matches the icon for the character. And they're identical, it's just numbers 1 through 7. But they all have either grapes or skull and crossbones up in the corner. So grapes is wine, skull and crossbones is poison. So 3 of them are wine, 4 of them are poison. And so everybody starts that way. And then there's a Sicilian deck that's got numbers 1 through 9. And some of them are wine, some are poison. Everybody gets dealt 1 of these cards after they've been shuffled. And there's 2 that are special, immunity and switch. And switch lets you swap the bids of 2 different goblets. Immunity lets you be immune to your own poison in the goblet. So if you get one of those, then that's a special card that you can play, or you can play it as wine or poison based on what it says up here. So on your turn, all you do is you take one of your cards, and you're either going to play it face down in the top part of the goblet, which is the contents. And if it is a poison card, it counts as poison in that goblet. If it's wine, then it counts as wine in the goblet. If you play it face down underneath, these are bids. You're bidding on which goblet you're going to drink from. So, you're just gonna, and you can play either at the top or the bottom, either one. You play 1 card, it goes to the next player, and goes around and around and around until everybody's out of cards. This is a day-night card, and at the end of each round, this gets flipped over. So it starts on day, at the end of the first round it goes to night, and then at the end of the second round it goes to day. And what happens is any of these cards that are face down, and when you play them, you keep them so that you can see the icons, who played the cards. There, like that. So when it gets flipped back to day, the card closest to each goblet that's face down gets flipped face up. So you can kind of get a sense for which goblets have more poison in them, which ones have more wine in them, maybe. So at the end of the second day, then the second one would get flipped up, and you always keep them in the same order. So once everybody's out of cards, then you're going to flip up the cards that are bids and see who won each goblet. You're just going to add up each player's cards. And then you're going to put the winner's card on top. So that marks that goblet as being won by that player. If one player wins more than 1 goblet, then he gets to choose which goblet he wants. And then whichever one he didn't choose, then that goes to the second highest bidder. So starting with the first goblet over here, whoever won that one, he is going to drink from this one. And you're just going to total up the amount of wine and the amount of poison in that goblet. And if there's more poison, then that player is poisoned and is out, dies. If there's more wine, then he survives. If there's a tie, then whichever one is closest to the goblet is going to be the tiebreaker. And you go on to the next one. And if there's a goblet that there was no winner, nobody bid on it, then that's going to go to anybody who did not win a bid goblet. And the winners are all of the survivors. Well, how about that? Because that's kind of unique. All survivors actually won the game. Not too many games can there be more than one winner. Now it does have some variance at the end of the game where you can play a best 3 out of 5, or you could play for one survivor. So you play a game, whoever survives continues to play until you got one survivor. And this plays up to 10 players, so they got 10 characters in there, so you can play big groups with this game. So that is just a quick little filler game put out again by Game Salute called Princess Bride, the Battle of Wits. Make sure you tune in to all of our videos at the Board Game Networks, and make sure you like those videos that you think that you enjoyed. Make comments down below on what I could have done better or what I did good. Let us know how you like this channel, the Board Game Network channel, and subscribe for sure. Thanks for watching.